Uh-oh. What was that? A hiccup. What the heck did that? No, that wasn't planned. Was that a hiccup on... It must have been a Twitch thing, or an XSplit thing. Huh. Okay, anyways. I might have two separate videos now. Oh well. What can I do here? Free-sized. Undo. So I can undo both of those. But I want to move this. I want to move it. How do I move this? Okay, for now let me look at something else. We can color stuff. So we can get in here and color our, we can choose pigments. And you see how endless amounts of pigments can be discovered or made if you're playing the game sort of like in this more strict, you know, like with the more of the rules where you have to discover it and just, you know, instead of just having everything handed to you. A la Minecraft. Eraser. Well, that's for pigment. So, what we can do is we can come up here, whoops, and make a selection. So if I'm, whoops, don't do that. Let me see. We can stop that. We can make a selection, and then we can do things like extrude it and. Oops, we need to do this. We need to, oops, I replaced it. We need to go the other way, because I want to start selecting more of this. Shoot, now, how was I doing, how did we do the extrude thing? See, this is not how it's supposed to be. I'm supposed to easily be able to... There, I selected all that. What did it do? Anyways, here's what we'll do. Because what happens is you can automatically extrude it based on the plane that you start on. So that's why sometimes I can do this, and other times I can only, you know, other times, whoops, it does this. Because it's just generating automatically on the plane I'm working with. Whoops, that's not actually adding. That is adding, I think. There we go. So that's really not the way to do this, but it's the way I'm doing it anyways, just to start trying to do some stuff. So then we can just pick a color and, like, say this blue, bam. And we painted that. Now in the regular game, there's finite rules on how much pigment takes up how much resources, and the same thing with building blocks. And as you're building, it calculates all this. Trying to remember how it shows. It keeps track of all this as well. So when you're actually going, then you create an ISO file, and then it creates a then you can export it to your character's inventory as an actual item. But when you actually export it, that's when it costs all those materials. So I think this is an incredibly awesome crafting system for any game. I mean, in a way, I mean, sure, you'd have to tweak some stuff, but think about it. It works from beginning to end, step by step, and it has all these rules and requirements from beginning to end that could work in just about any like MMO or RPG. You have, I mean, to go over it again, not to beat a dead horse, but you start with a template, and I think you can get by and even make templates, I think. Then you build off the template with this material, and there are certain rules of one little dot equals like 1 cubic, and then I think 1,000 cubics equal like 1 unit of material, something like that. And the dye works similarly. It had, you use so much of it, and then you can create so much of it, all off these base materials, which are resources you just gather, like wood and metal in the world. Then after you have your template and you've built something off of that template, then you save it as an ISO file, and this whole time it keeps track of every last resource that you've used and all the requirements that it takes. And then when you actually try to export it, it will subtract that from your inventory. If you don't have it, you won't be able to export it. So, I mean, think about it. If you were in WoW and wanted to create the super awesome demon glowing sword plus 10, and you spent a week perfecting and making the most awesome looking weapon that was bigger than your character, well, when you go to export it, it might tell you you need 10 million you need 10 million silver ore. Yeah, I don't know anything. That's a very good question, Souls. When it comes to establishing the damage values, or in if it was a shield or in any kind of attributes in that way, I don't know if it can do that. And so it might be an entirely different system. I don't know. There might be. Okay, here's my guess. My guess is you could assign a small integer to every single material in the game, and then on top of that, you'd have to have a calculation that it could expand on if you're like creating a new material out of 2 existing materials. It would be complex, I think, but I think it could be done that way. So wood could add like durability plus up of 0.001, while steel adds a durability of 0.1 or 0.5. And then if you create something with both of those elements in it, maybe you could create a calculation based off of that, but that it would be a lot of that would be, it seems daunting to me, but maybe that's a way you could do it. I don't know. That's the way I would think. Anyways, I'm sitting here staring at this block, trying to figure out for the life of me how to move this block. There has to be a way to just move it. So, well, here's what we have over here for attributes, and they do have an attack, damage, and durability. So we have basic properties. We have volume, weight, attack, damage, durability. So far I have 0, 0, 0 all for attack, damage, durability. The next part in the tutorial showed me to create a simplistic blade, which I'll do now. So we want steel, and I just want to do, it was going across this, is where it was, and I think I made it too deep, like that. And then I made it really tall. Let me move this down. So I made it like this big. Super sword. So we have our super sword here going. And now we can, we still don't have an attack damage durability, so I don't know how that stuff's calculated. Maybe an entirely separate system calculates that. But what we have here is now we can do our extruding and extracting, and so let me see here. Whoops, I don't want to do that. Shoot. Cancel that. We want sphere. How did we do this? Okay, that's how. Okay. Whoops. I want to, see, that's not selecting the whole thing. Here's what we do. No, don't do that. Shoot. Is that right? Oh, see, we still didn't. So we need to hit shift and add that. Okay, so there we go. Now, there's a way to... Actually, I don't want to do that. Get rid of that. I wanted to do a tip just to make it look like a tip. But I need to have both of these selected. And then I need to select it down somehow. I think it was by Alt. Whoops, that's just raise and lower. Shoot, I don't know how to do this. So I'm going to do it a harder way. By selecting that and that. Selecting... Whoops, I don't want to do that. Shoot, I didn't want to do that. How do I remove that? Whoops, oops, I'm extruding it already. I want to not clear everything in the selection. I want to make... Here's what we can do. Whoops, whoops. I didn't do that properly. See, it gets really wonky quickly. You really have to... Okay, now I think I can do this. It's just not going to be a pointy looking thing. Now I'm trying to get rid of these. I'm trying to make a blade, is what I'm trying to do. I can't even do that. I got this stupid plastic extruded dingus thing sticking out. Oh man. So if we do, and then shift, and then, no, don't, why am I doing that? Shoot, and now it won't take away. This is for only adding. Delete selected blocks. There we go. That's what we need to do. Okay. I want to... See, I'm just... It's a full-blown editor, man. I mean, it's like... Full-blown editor, man. Whoops. Stop that. Whoops, don't do that. So I can... See, it's just long. It's a little... I mean, it's still, like, incredibly detailed what you can do, but it's being wonky here. So we can play with it a bunch. And so, whoops, so we can do this. I think we can do this and have it extruded out. No. Shoot. we can do this and have it there. See, it's just not quite, I don't know. I'm not very good at this because it's a, like, it's pretty, I mean, it's an editor. We want this and this. So I'm holding shift to just add selections, to be able to select more than one thing. And shift and spacebar does that. So, okay, so let's just stop messing around with that. Okay, I want to move that freaking thing. Press F to center. Okay. I want to move that on top of the block. So let's color this just to do it. And then I wonder if we could export it without those two objects touching each other, just to do it. I don't know, just to do it. So dies, we can have, what we can do now is we can oh my goodness, I just erased all that hard work I did. Are you kidding me? Oh, you suck. Okay, we're gonna keep that blade because I'm not messing with it anymore. I went to the die system. So we want paint. Here we want to do drag to select. Here's what we want. We want. See, this is not the quick and easy way to do this. I know it's not. There's an easier way, I'm sure, but so then we can turn it green. Let's just see what happens if we try to export it. You need to save the current, okay, we need to save it first. So, just call it green sword. Save. Okay, and so we saved the ISO. Now we export it. Export it. Now here's our total collection of what we needed, which really didn't use much stuff up at all. Materials we needed looks like a total of 3 steel, which we have 999 of, so it really, that's all we used, was a total of 3 steel blocks. We needed the hilt, and we have 10 of those. We need, oh shoot, we don't have any green pigment or blue pigment, so it's not going to let us export. Dagnabbit. Erase. Let's just erase. Okay, I need to just erase it all. Shoot, make sure I get it all. Gotta make sure I got it all. Now erase all the blue. So we have, they don't give us any dyes or pigments to work with in this, huh? Alright, well, I think we got it all, right? So let's try exporting it. Green sword, no description. Cool, now let's export it. Oh, we can change the icon. See how the little icon right here is changing when I move this around? So we can do it like, that's how you can have your own icon, so to appear in the actual game. So we can, let's put it on here, right there. Boom, and now export. The item exported successfully. Enjoy. So let's see what happens here. We already saved we saved the colored ISO. Now, equipment, there it is. There, and there it is. Check it out. We made it. It gave it an attack. Yeah, it says its attack is number 61, or value of 61. Okay, I want to zoom in on that, man. Oh, there it is. See? Check it out. There it is. And it's, so there's our sword we made. And it has an attack value of 61. How do I, there we go. No, I just want to zoom in on it. Okay, see, we've made a sword and put it in. It took a little while, and it looks, and it's really bad, and it's not connected. It's like the blade is floating off center, but it, and I don't know why, Zulz, but it gave it an attack value. Right here it says weight is 21.2 kilograms. The attack is 61. So you can make anything this way. You can make vehicles. Let's see if they gave us any vehicle templates. Templates. So we have wheels. Here's a rubber tire, vehicle cockpit. So check this out. Isn't that cool? And so we can build off of that and make any vehicle we want, and then we can actually like drive it around and race it in game. I mean, that's kind of cool. That's our cockpit, and I guess we could raise or lower that. And you must have an engine to power up your vehicle. So there are requirements. We need an engine. Low output, medium output, high output. So we need an engine. So we can put our engine like, we can raise and lower it, I think. Shift. Yeah. Hold shift and press the space bar to raise, and alt to lower. Shift alt to lower. Shift space to raise. So we can put our engine right there behind the cockpit, so when it blows up, it turns you into a rocket launcher. It turns into a rocket launcher. So, a vehicle must only have one engine and one cockpit. It must also have at least one wheel. So I don't know if we can go about making a whole... look at this. We could add, so here we go. We could add a wood wheel. You can get pretty creative with this. So there we have a wheel. Let's put another wheel on this side. There. So this is our, whoops, I didn't even put it on. There's our wheels. And you can build off of that, which is kind of neat. There's all kinds of wheels. Rubber tire steering L, different types of rubber tires. Wood wheels. Here is a front cannon. Here, we could add a front cannon. Whoops, there we go. Bam! So now we've got a front cannon on our vehicle. Here is a rapid fire turret. We can make a monstrosity. Put another, whoops, why isn't that working? There's not enough room, I don't think. An arrow turret. Oh, that's too big. So what else do we got? We have there's the catapult. Long cannon. Okay. Here's an L, that's an S vehicle. Let's look at L vehicle. No, I don't want to save it. L vehicle. Now what is L vehicle? Does it give us, is it just bigger? Oh, it gave us different things. Like a more motorized tire. That's kind of cool. So we could have this up here. And then you can actually build the material specifically around that and mold it. Like clay. So that's kind of cool. They gave us a bunch of pre-made objects to work with. That's cool. So let's go back into here. No, I don't want to save it. There's my awesome sword I made. I'm so proud of myself. Like, let's go test it out. I want to test it out on something. Or there might not be animals around here, though, to test it out on. Where am I in the world, anyways? There's no map, huh? No map.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. What's that? Oh, that's just a tree. Okay, so now here we can actually do stuff like in Worm Online or in Minecraft, but it resembles Worm Online a little bit more because it's actually like more of a three-dimensional look and feel to it. We don't want that. So we have an axe and a shovel. We have a diamond shovel. Let's put our diamond shovel on. So we could make our own shovels. See that weird looking? That's a weird looking shovel. So we can dig. And now see, the ground actually changed. Now they do it farther. They go about it more drastically, it looks like, than Worm Online. Worm Online is more subtle, and Worm Online operates on a tile system, which looks like this is operating on, but it operates on 4.4 corners. So in Worm Online, it's like a giant grid of graph paper, but each individual square has 4 corner points, and then in between each square is a tile border. So you have 4 tile borders, and you're actually manipulating the corners, I think, where the tile borders meet. So it makes that corner, any of the 4 corners of that tile appear to go down. But if you manipulate the tile borders, you're also affecting a tile caddy corner to that tile. So you're not only manipulating that one tile. It's a pretty neat system. So, and here, here's what we earn: stone. So we're gathering materials plus digging out the dirt. So, can we dig even farther? Oh yeah, we can keep digging. Let's dig some more. So we could probably. Wow, that's interesting. So we could dig out some tunnels here. We're too cramped here where we're at. Yeah, so we're basically digging a cave. Trying to grab me some newly hatched silkworms. What do you want, silkworms? Oh, you want some newly hatched silkworms, huh? So here we go. We are kind of digging our way to somewhere. I don't know if we can get out. Oh yeah, we can. Dun-dun-dun-dun! So we dug a big old cave system and started to dig. So we could be a hermit living in a cave and then decorate it. So, it's a really interesting game, and it's, what is it? We're after 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so I think I'm going to end this now. But, thanks for tuning in, and just before I go, I want to pimp myself a little bit here. So, please don't forget to subscribe and follow me on twitch.tv on my Twitch channel. Just hit the follow button, you subscribe. It basically subscribes you and gives you an email every time I hit the live button with a link so you can come watch me, and you'll always know when I go live. But I'm trying to go live roughly around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every day. So that's my goal. So always check back every day at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to see what I'm up to, and I'll usually have a title and information on what's going on. If it happens to be a busy day and I'm not streaming that day, I'll have an update for you on the site, so you still want to check it out. You can always follow me on Twitter at Jeremy_Stratton, and you can find me on YouTube. You can see the links in the you can find the links scrolling across the page there. I have a YouTube page, and I upload a lot of these streams to it, and I have other shows there. I have like hundreds of back videos as well you can check out. So Please subscribe to me on YouTube, and thanks Zuls, thanks Syrian for chatting and hanging out. And I'll be back tomorrow. What will I be back doing tomorrow? I'll be back tomorrow with Dungeoneered, which I'll be taking a look at some player-made dungeons in EverQuest 2. That's what I'll be doing. And so we'll find a really cool player-made dungeon and kind of dive into it. And if we have to, we'll maybe get a pickup group or something going for it. There's some really awesome player-made dungeons, though. So definitely tune in and stay tuned to that. That's always fun. I love visiting the player-made dungeons and houses, but no house tomorrow, just dungeon. And that about wraps it up. What server do I play on in EverQuest 2 is Freeport. I started because I had created a character a long time ago before it switched to a free-to-play model, and then more recently, though, right after it switched free-to-play, Freeport was pretty much at that time was the only free-to-play server, because that was before they just changed the entire model for all of their servers and games. That's when they actually had a separate free-to-play server. So, oh, Antonio Bale, yeah. A lot of people are. I have some alts on Antonio Bale, but they're really low level. My main is only in his 50s yet, and he's the highest character I have, but he's on Freeport. But I think I have like some really low, like pre-level 20 characters maybe on Antonio Bale, or maybe not even that high. I have lots of them. Because I try to be all-inclusive when I show off player-made dungeons, so I created characters on many of the different servers. So that's gonna wrap it up. So thanks for watching. Have a great night. Have a great week. And tomorrow is Friday, so it'll be the end of the week. So, all right, take it easy. Thanks again, Zul's awesome, man. It's really thank you for showing up all the time. I mean, it's really been like awesome to chat with you and Syrian and anybody else that shows up. So that's always great. It always makes for a better stream to have people that like are talkative and want to talk and hang out. I mean, I used to say that on Massively all the time, and it really is. It's just way more fun. So, I mean, it's always cool to meet new people, and so, yeah, that's awesome. So whenever you can, and I'm trying to get over to Cody to see him often, but lately, when I stream and then go over to him, he's always like, I'm always missing him, I think. But actually, I might jump over to see and maybe send him a note in-game or something, because I think I have his in-game name now, so, in Wushu. Alright, take it easy, guys, and thanks again for tuning in. And this will be up on YouTube as well, so I'll probably cut it a bit short. So, yeah, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Well, I try to stay talkative. I do. I mean, I try. What I liked in Massively was I really liked having I did like talking all the time. So I would try to have sort of, not really a theme, but I would try to do stuff, like, and not just rote narration. Like, for instance, it was really fun to take a look at it from, like, a learning perspective. I used to do that on Massively all the time. I would, like, look at the features and then talk about them, and I like doing that. Everybody has their own thing. I mean, I like watching League of Legends commentaries sometimes too, and that's completely different. But thanks again. I mean, I appreciate it. I really do. That's awesome. Yeah, really. So, I mean, I'd like to have more subscribers, but I'm not going to fret over it. And maybe the more I do this, the more I'll get. Which would be awesome. And I'll maybe meet more people too. So, all right, with that, I'm signing off. Like I said, have a great night and a great week.